Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today we're going to talk about some of the books that I've been reading recently, because I've been reading recently, and there's a competition in here as well. So I'm just going to talk to you about two books that I've read recently. Both are contemporary books, and it just seems to be the mood that I've been in. So the first was one I picked up at the Cheltenham Literature Festival. My vlog is up of that if you want to find out more there. And if you know, one of my favourite books a couple of years ago was Lobsters, and that was by Tom Ellen and Lucy Iverson. I really loved that YA contemporary. It was set in the summer just before a group of teenagers went off to university or spread their wings or went travelling, and it was just really reminiscent for me of my life and my youth and growing up and the experiences that me and my husband, who went to school together, had. And I could see myself and my friends in the characters, and it had some really great laugh out loud moments. So I wanted to pick up their latest book, which is called Freshers. And Freshers follows Freshers Week at university and a little bit beyond. It's looking at that UK university experience, what it's like for the first week of university, where we have Freshers Week, where there is lots of going out and partying and drinking and meeting the people that you're going to be living in halls of residence with. Halls of residence are like big blocks of flats. They're basically big tower blocks, and as you go up there's a corridor off with maybe 10 rooms, and then a kitchen at the end, which is a communal space. As with all of Tom and Lucy's books, this is written in dual perspective. Our two main characters are Phoebe and Luke, and Phoebe and Luke went to the same school together but didn't really know each other, although Phoebe has had a very big crush on Luke for a long time, and so she knew a lot about him, but he didn't really know very much about her. Luke has a long-time girlfriend of 3 years called Abby, and unfortunately she has not gone off to university with him. And then we're following them making friends, them deciding who they like, them thinking about growing up and crushes and first loves and all those things that we struggle with when we go off to university in the first few weeks, first semester. And I really enjoyed this. They have a really great way of really picking those really important moments in your life and making them very real. Again, this was very reminiscent for me, reminded me of my Freshers Week and my university days, and I just really loved that. I love how they managed to capture exactly how it is, and I really like it as well because it is UK based. I have had a university experience. I haven't had a US college experience, which is very different or in some ways. However, I think even if you're not from the UK, this is definitely one to read. There weren't quite so many laugh out loud moments for me here, but I really liked what they did with the story, where they took the characters and the different voices of the characters. So I ended up giving this one 4 stars. The next book I read this week is also a YA, and that is By Your Side by Casey West. I was very kindly given this as a Shelf Slam monthly pick from Brittany from Under the Radar Books, who picked it off my wish list, and I was really excited about this. The premise that sets it up is about a girl called Autumn who gets locked in the library for the weekend, and she's locked in there with a boy called Dax. And that's really all I knew. I just thought, library, getting locked in, bit of a romance, yes please. And I read this in an evening. It's a very quick, fast read, but there is a lot more to it than just two people getting locked in a library, ooh, they fall in love. Autumn suffers from anxiety and is on medication, and it is a part of her everyday life. And she takes tablets, but she's kept it hidden from her closest friends. Dax is in foster care and has had a tumultuous upbringing in various different foster homes, and has a stint in juvenile detention. And it was really interesting because I would say a third of the book is actually set in the library with this, and the large majority of it is actually set after. I enjoyed this. There just wasn't enough meat on the bones for me. There was lots of really interesting things that were touched upon. There was really interesting topics that were handled very well. There just wasn't enough emotional impact. There wasn't enough of a connection to the characters for me. I didn't really believe in the romance enough. Yeah, I don't know, it just fell a little bit flat. It was good enough to read in an evening and it kept me reading enough, but that was just it. It just wasn't enough in the end to be a great book. So I ended up giving this one 3 stars because I would say it's sort of pretty average. It was okay in terms of the plot. The writing was very easy to read, and as I say, you know, it was quite a whizzy read, but I struggled with connecting with our main characters and the believability of their romance, unfortunately. So yes, a 3-star read for this one. And so now on to the competition portion of this week. If you've seen my Instagram, you'll know about this, but I was very kindly by Hodescape in sort of preparation for the fact that Iron Gold by Pierce Brown, which is the 4th in his sort of set in the same world as his Red Rising trilogy, is coming out in a few months. And so they very kindly sent me a copy of Red Rising. And the letter said to share it with someone who hasn't read it yet. And so I thought, well, what better way than to hold a competition for you guys to be able to get your hands on this copy. They also sent me some swag. There's some stickers and some pictures and some artwork, and also very nicely a canvas bag. And one of you can win all of these. I'm going to keep this competition open for a week, and all you have to do in order to be in with a chance of winning is to put enter Red Rising in the comments down below, and I'll use a random number generator next week and I will pick a winner. All the usual T's and C's apply, so if you're under the age of 18, then make sure you have parental permission, because I will need to send it out to you. This is open internationally. I'm happy to send this anywhere in the world, and obviously be prepared that you'll have to give your name and address for me to be able to send that to you. I will comment underneath the person's comment who has won, saying congratulations, you have won, and I will also mention it in my next week's video, and I will properly tweet it as well, so you will know it is me. So you've got a week from today, so till next Friday, to enter the competition to be in with a chance of winning this copy of Red Rising by Pierce Brown, to start you on your Red Rising trilogy experience, because I loved this series. It was brilliant and more people need to read it. So anyway, that's what I've read this week. That's the competition. What have you been reading? I'm really looking forward to finding out. Have you had any 5-star reads recently? I like to make a note of them all, so make sure you let me know. And I will speak to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.